Up, yo? How you doing? It's Vato Loco. Brian Bruce TV. Today I'm gonna review the movie called The Revenant. Right here, I have it on Blu-ray. Check it out with Tom Hardy and Leonardo DiCaprio. It's a cool movie. This film is about Leonardo DiCaprio plays a guy who's in the army, and then Tom Hardy plays more. I mean, they're all in the army together, but Tom Hardy plays kind of this. They they all play in the army together, but there's this one incident, somewhat spoiler alert, where Leonardo DiCaprio actually gets attacked by a bear, and it's a great scene. Everything's shot about it looks real. Even though we can kind of tell it's a little bit, there's a little bit of probably CGI, or maybe the bear is CGI. But if the bear is CGI, damn, that bear looks really real. And then he gets slashed in the throat, and he's unable to speak. And let's just say Tom Hardy's character, instead of doing the right thing, he does the wrong thing. I don't want to say it is what he does because I'm going to ruin the movie for you. But yeah, the film is called The Revenant. It's based on a book, which I did not even know until, let's say, a couple of weeks the film came out. And it takes place during the 18th century. Now, um, first of all, rating, I give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. Um, I'm going to talk about things I like about the film. The film, what's surprising about this film, I actually thought it was going to be a PG-13 film, but it's a rated R. And I just think what surprised me in the film, not in a bad way, it's not a bad thing, but the thing that surprised me about the film is that it's just really violent. The film is very violent, and I think, and the film is very violent, which surprised me. But you know what's great about the film? It's so violent, but the violence, just the way it's shot, the way the violence happens, it it's so captivating in a way. Like normally you could look at violence in film and be like, oh man, that was badass. Like, oh damn, that guy really got it. But I think what I like about this, the way it's shot, is that the violence is just, it's so choreographed well. Like when you see somebody get fucked up, what I like is that it's shot in a way where you know where where you're just like, whoa, like you're taken back by the violence. And it's not filmed in a way where you could watch violence on film, and you could see somebody's head get chopped off, or somebody's just explode, or somebody's head get cut off, and it's like, whoa, like that's violent. And it's just, damn, okay, you kind of, I'm not gonna say get numb to the feeling of it, or you get numb to what happens, but it's just like that's hardcore. And then but what I like is just the way everything's shot, choreographed, which goes to my second point why I love this film. Everything in this film was shot in natural light. I heard some scenes in the darkness were shot with a little bit of light, but every scene is, you see it the way it was filmed, and it's untouched, like, and it's beautiful. I gotta say that the Revenant, I don't remember if it was nominated in 2016 Oscars for Best Picture, but I could see why it would be nominated for Best Picture, because I'm serious, like everything is beautifully shot, and everything looks natural about the film. Like, I mean, it's like looking at Mother Nature and just looking at it as if it was a picture, but it's beautifully shot. And that's the second thing I like about the film. Third thing, about the film, I feel like the film is very, it has a message. It does have a message, and I think it's just the film message is, how we treat indigenous groups today, or how we treat natives, and how kind of, the film is kind of showing you, or kind of has this political message, kind of saying, like it's kind of fucked up, man. History shows, it's kind of fucked up how we sabotage the environment, and how we destroy indigenous tribes, and how we have no respect for people who are natives, who kind of use the environment to survive, to live, and I think the film has this political thing, or I think political message that we should respect our environment. We should respect others who are different from us. We should respect indigenous people. We should respect natives, and we should just have a respect more for culture instead of trying to rape them and slaughter them and fucking kill them. You know, and that's what I like about the film. I would definitely. I think it's a great film to show in a history class. I mean, I would if I was a teacher. I would show in a history class to just show people like, hey, dude, this is what happens when people just kind of have a lack of respect for the environment and kind of don't treat the indigenous tribes and kind of treat natives like shit, dude. Because I mean, the film shows that. Leonardo won finally his Oscar for this film. I think Leonardo, when I was watching this film, as someone who loves film, I kind of started thinking about, you know, um, why Leonardo is a good actor, and I start, in my head, he's a great actor because the great actors, of all time, the best actors, they have this gift where they can show emotion without saying anything, and there's like first half of the movie, maybe like 80% of the movie, DiCaprio kind of, I'm not gonna say 80, more like 70% of the film, he doesn't say anything and he's just acting with emotion, and it feels very real. Like Leonardo, you believe that someone in this condition and this kind of events and this kind of position you're put in where you're just surviving and you should be dead, but you're just surviving any way you can. And I mean, at times the film you feel, oh, that feels just too coincidental that happened, but you know what, when you watch the film, you kind of don't give a shit. You just kind of go with the film and go with things that happen in the film, and you believe it. I mean, you believe like, wow, I'm not going to question why that happened in the film. It happened, and I'm taking it. I'm not taking the consequences. I'm taking it in as if they happen because they just happen. If I have anything bad to say about the film, I would kind of say just maybe the lack of the special features in the Blu-ray. There's only a documentary in the Blu-ray, and the special features is not here because it does not say here because it's the cover. But I mean, I wish there was just more about how they made the film. I haven't seen the documentary. When I watch it again, I probably will watch the documentary. And yeah, so I give this film 8.5 out of 10. I highly, highly recommend it to watch for anybody to see it. I think it's a film that, even if you don't love films like I do, I think you should check it out because trust me, you will. It is your money's worth. And if you love film and you like collecting Blu-rays, I think it's a must-have. Must-have. And if you didn't read the book, I mean, I'm not going to read the book because I love the film. I feel like the film, I don't have to read the book because I could just watch the film and enjoy it without reading the book. So I'll see you at the next movie. Take care.